This is part 3 of memorizing the unit circle, putting all the angle measurements together. We know that we start here at 0 or 2 pi, and as we go up here we have pi over 2, pi, and 3 pi over 2. Those are fairly straightforward and easy to memorize, so let's look at some of the other angles. Can you see any patterns in this picture? Did you notice that the red lines all terminate in angles that are multiples of pi over 4? Did you notice that the green lines all terminate in angles that are multiples of pi over 6? And the blue angles, or the blue lines, all terminate in angles that are multiples of pi over 3. So we can use this pattern to help memorize the angles of the unit circle. When you're first learning to memorize the unit circle, it's useful to simply start by writing blank pi over 4 at the end of all the red lines. Likewise, we can write blank pi over 6 at the end of the green lines, and then blank pi over 3 at the end of the blue lines. This will be our first step in memorizing the unit circle. Next, we can remember the actual coefficients that go next to pi over 4. So obviously they have to be odd numbers, or else we would have reduced them and we wouldn't have a 4 on the bottom anymore. So we have pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4. So these are simply the odd multiples of pi over 4. Let's see what other patterns we can find. Again, when we're looking at our blue lines, we have multiples of pi over 3. So we have 1 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 3 pi over 3, which we already know is 1 pi, 4 pi over 3, and 5 pi over 3. Now let's look at our green lines. These might be possibly the most challenging to memorize, but again, we know that they're all multiples of pi over 6. So here we're looking at pi over 6. Then we can remember 5 pi over 6 because it's pi over 6 less than pi. Then we know 7 pi over 6 is pi over 6 more than pi. And lastly, remember 11 pi over 6 is pi over 6 less than 2 pi or 12 pi over 6. So let's put this all together. We have our pi over 4 angles, our pi over 6 angles, and our pi over 3 angles. So now you've memorized the radians of the entire unit circle. The next video will talk to you and teach you how to memorize the ordered pairs associated with the unit circle.